My 20th boyfriend, 27M, keeps trying to have sex with me in public. We've been in a relationship for 3 years, but his obsession with public sex started last year. He tries to seduce me and feel me up in random places like the movie theater, in McDonald's, in the grocery store. He literally asked me to go around the back of the building to have sex, even when we go for walks. I have to keep telling him to stop because I don't want to do it in public places. Call me boring, but it just screams trashy, plus to my knowledge it's not legal. He's like there's not even many people around because of COVID, which isn't true. My country is living pretty normally as we have it controlled. I don't get why he wants to do the nasty in public. We have sex nearly every day. It's not like I'm deriving him of it. I'm contemplating just giving in and doing it. I don't know though, because I'm not comfortable with the idea of it. Help! Exclamation mark. Do not give in to his pressure. Public sex is absolutely illegal, and we live in a world with cameras everywhere, and I doubt you want to find a video of yourself having sex behind a grocery store all over the internet. Sit your boyfriend down and tell him you are not having sex with him in public, that your no is final and he needs to respect it and stop being inappropriate with you in public places. If he argues with you, or continues the behavior, then he doesn't respect you and you should consider ending the relationship. Never, ever give in to a sexual, or other, demand that makes you uncomfortable. Someone that loves you wouldn't want you to. There's also a big risk of being arrested for indecent exposure and or lewd acts. Forget about explaining that to your family and friends, and it will come up every time someone Googles your name or you apply for a job for the rest of your life. All for something you don't even want to do. I'm contemplating just giving in and doing it. I don't know though, because I'm not comfortable with the idea of it. Do not give in. Trust your gut here. You know that you don't want to engage in this particular sexual activity. That's your truth. Stick to it. There's a deeper issue here where he isn't respecting some pretty clear boundaries that you're setting up. It would be bad enough if he kept trying to convince you with words, but he's even touching you to try to change your mind. He simply has to respect your feelings on this. This isn't the sort of thing you should do out of obligation. Get the fuck away from him, no brainer. He's 7 years older than you. He's a man-child. Not to mention that he was 24 when they started dating when Op was 17. Sweating face. He started a relationship with you when you were 17. He doesn't take no for an answer. He tries to manipulate you by calling you boring. He tries again, and again. This guy was probably looking for someone young and pliable. Now that you've malfunctioned and are standing up for yourself, he'll have to dump you and get another young one. Do you honestly think, once you've agreed once, he's gonna be satisfied and stop? This is really weird that he keeps going on about it. It's not your thing. He doesn't treat you like a equal who doesn't want to do that because he doesn't consider you an equal. He got you young so you wouldn't have any relationship norms and he could easily manipulate you. There is a reason a 24-year-old goes for a 17-year-old. My 17M girlfriend, 16F, had an abortion. I had no idea she was pregnant. Her or her family had no intention to tell me. They thought I wouldn't want to be in its life or at least help out. That's not true. Whatever she would have decided, I would have supported her. I would have at least helped pay for the abortion. She only told me because she didn't want to lie anymore. When I'm around her I feel betrayed and angry. I don't think I want to be with her after she did this. And the fact that her and her family thinks so little of me. I don't blame her, she's hurting too. But I also have the right to be upset. I do feel for her. She has many emotions right now. She's hurting, she's sad, she feels so many things that I can't begin to understand. I am here for her no matter what. I know it wasn't an easy decision, but if she thinks it was the right one, so do I. I'll stand by her regardless of my feelings as long as she needs. And no, I haven't said any of this to her because it's not about me, but I have a right to feel this way. You guys are trying to make my feelings seem like if I knew I would have tried to change her mind, but that's not the case. I just wanted to know. Her not trusting me is what upsets me. If I had known any decision she would have chosen, I wouldn't have disagreed with her. All I wanted to do was be aware so I could support her. Edit, to everyone in the comments saying what are you going to do with a baby. You're only 17. Stop. I have never said I wanted a child, I just wanted to know so I could support her either way. The fact that she assumed I wasn't going to take responsibility hurts. Please stop trying to make me into an asshole for wanting to do the right thing. She's a 16-year-old girl still in high school. She was scared, and unfortunately because of the world we live in now, it's not uncommon for males, regardless of age, try to force/convince their GF/wife to have a child that they aren't ready for. It's not that she thinks badly of you, but she was afraid of your reaction and response. She didn't know whether or not you'll still want to be with her. Once again, that's not uncommon either. What you need to do is have a proper conversation with her, and don't roll up on her with a pissy ass attitude either, because that'll only confirm that she was right not to be honest and opening up to you in the first place. You need to tell her how it made you feel that she didn't have enough faith in you to open up about it, and reassure her that you will be there for her. Key for any type of relationship, especially with a significant other, is communication. Please learn how to have sex safely. If you are getting girls pregnant and you're both this young, you are going to have many troubles as you get older. Please learn how to protect yourself and your partners properly. If you are going to try and act like an adult, then act like an adult. About your edit, the whole being a deadbeat deal that you talk about would need some context for a proper assessment of it. But the fact is, by aborting she saved 3 people from misery. Babies are tremendously expensive and take a lot to be raised properly. The whole fuck off response also shows that you are not ready for this massive responsibility. If you feel betrayed, break up with her and start working on building yourself. Overall, I'm glad that none of you will have to deal with what would have been an epic mistake. I wouldn't discount how much of the decisions were made by her parents, not her. She's very young and was in a difficult, maybe even scary spot, depending on how strict the parents are and how they took the news. They may have really come down hard on her and said something like, "You're a horrible person, but if you swear never to see that boy again, we'll take care of this problem for you." They may have been worse than that, threatening her by saying she could only remain in their home if she had the abortion and stayed away from you. It's worth a conversation to find out. How long have you guys been together? While I do agree that she at least should have told you, she definitely made the right decision as far as the pregnancy. You're both so young, and having a kid is hard enough even when you don't have one until you're older. Relationships at that age rarely last either, tbh, so then if she kept it and you ended up breaking up, that's a lot of other drama you'd have to deal with on top of still having to deal with each other until the kid is 18 plus. I found out my husband has been sending and receiving nudes from his longest known friend's wife after he said we would work on our relationship and he would stop the emotional affair. Most of it is in the title. A few months ago, though he had an emotional affair, accused him, he denied, then proceeded to actually have an emotional affair. I didn't make him cut contact despite this. Today, I found a nude in his email from her, and showed her husband. Now mine is at his dad's and the other husband is at his own dad's house. I'm trying to get the papers for divorce ready so we can fill them out and I can file after the holiday, but I now have to figure out jobs, housing, child care, and balance school on top of this. I work full-time and go to school full-time. School is thankfully online. I have no childcare when I work, unless I take my kid 30 minutes in the opposite direction of my job, which is an hour drive from my current place. Has anyone else had any success stories out of situations like this? How do I keep from falling apart? I am trying to focus on the details of what I need to separate and do in order to be separate from my husband as completely as I can be. Any advice appreciated. Edit. Since most people are asking, I live too far away from family or friends to get childcare from them and still reasonably be able to go to work. He doesn't have any income and is unable to work, so child support would be unreasonable. I am in individual counseling and we were supposed to start couples counseling months ago, but ran into scheduling issues. Then my husband didn't set it up. He is trying to reconcile, stating he only cares about me and our son and will do anything to fix things. This is followed by me telling him he can stay with his family and visit our son while I figure things out, and him saying he can't show he is fixing things if he isn't here to show us. He even states I never have to show or tell him that I love him again. I do not wish to uproot my son, yet I do not wish to put myself through any more pain. He has blocked the girl he cheated with, and while that shows progress, it could just as easily be a lie or a fluke. I work nights, so him watching our son would be easiest if he stayed in our house those nights and days so our son isn't uprooted. I was never married but my son was born when I was 18. I was a single mother his whole life, put myself through nursing school, all without a cent in child support. If I can do it, you can do it. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Thank you. Make it known to him that you don't want to discuss anything that doesn't pertain to your children together or the divorce, or all communication stops right then. If he tries to reconcile with you, don't fall for it. Grey rock his ass and keep your head up until that divorce comes through. Hope it was worth it for him. He's not the person you thought you loved, he wanted to have his cake and eat it too. In time you'll realize what you had isn't what you wanted and you'll find someone that will make you forget about him. Thank you. He had tried reconciliation shortly after this post and it made things hard. You will be surprised with yourself. You will be stunned at what you can handle. Don't think of the details. Don't worry about doing it all. Do one thing at a time, and you will make it work. That said, take time for yourself. That means letting family babysit and just taking a long bath. It means seeing friends. It means crying when you need to. You can and will get through this, and I know you will because you aren't alone. People deal with this kind of shit. I don't say it that way to minimize what you are about to handle, but to remember that you aren't alone. No one is grading you here. You do it the best you can, and you and your kids will come out of this. And that right there is the best part. Right now is hard, but things will get better. Exclamation mark. I wish you well and know you will do well. This sucks. Sorry to hear it. It sounds like you are keeping it together though. You will get through it and you will be better for it. Just keep your sanity and stay classy. Just don't know anymore. I still love him despite the cheating. He has some great qualities and now he's called me wanting me back. Promises upon promises and realizations on his part. On one hand, we have a life together and I love him and want to be with him. On the other, he could be lying and I don't want to be hurt again. Short-term pain, long-term gain. He has proven he is not invested in the marriage. There is no marriage. You best protect yourself and your family by formally end it by divorcing him, for he has already emotionally divorced you. You cannot keep something from falling apart when it already has. Yeah, I'm printing off the papers tomorrow and filing Tuesday after MLK Day, so it will only be a matter of time.